Alright, IED. We're going to continue doing some things with multi-sim. We're going to take those 12 isometric figures that we were supposed to sketch oblique and isometric figures of them and put them side by side in an engineering notebook. And now we're going to take those same figures, now that we have had practice for over a week of using Autodesk Inventor. Now on your own, you're going to create these 12 figures in Autodesk Inventor. Okay, so first of all, to find the figures, we're going to go to 015 Assignments. You're going to click on My Name. You're going to go to the Assignments folder. Then you're going to go to IED 2014-15, and there should be a file out there called Yellow Sheet of 12 Isometric Figures. We're going to open that up. That gives you the figures we're going to design in Multisim. If you look at this, it tells you that each isometric grid square is equal to 1/4 of an inch, or 0.25, however you want to do that. So each box is equal to 1/4 of an inch. If we were doing this one, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can then at that point say 8 times 1/4 of an inch, or 0.25, is equal to 2 inches. So we're going to design it, depends on the particular figure. So we're going to count the boxes and decide that we have the right dimension. And then we're going to look at the figures and simply sketch those out using Autodesk Inventor. The other thing we're going to do on this is, the way I want you to save these for me is going to be it's going to be that you're going to create a file. We're going to put that in a 260 Z drive. You're going to go to My Name. You're going to go to your class period, whatever your class period might be, and in your class period you're going to click on your name, and under your name you're going to create a file, a new folder. So we're creating a new folder. We're going to name it your last name underscore your first name underscore yellow isometric shapes. You're going to make sure you save all your parts in there. You should have 10 parts when we finish in this folder. Okay, so the reason I said 10 parts in this figure is because we've already done number 1, we've already done number 12 in the previous exercise. Now it's your job to do number 2 through 11 in Autodesk Inventor and save them in the folder we just created. Okay, remember, in Inventor we're always creating the front face first. Once we create the front face of any figure, we should be able to do whatever else we need to do to it.
Good morning, teachers and students. We have
Okay, so we're going to open Autodesk Inventor. Once we open Autodesk Inventor, of course, we're creating a new file. and we're going to put a sketch on that surface. Again, we're always working with the front plane. So when we're finished, we're on the front. We're going to create whatever shape happens to be, if it's a rectangle, and then we will put a dimension for overall height and width. Again, we're not concerned about sizes of our figure as of yet, but we're simply doing that. Now, when we look at the height of a object, depends on what it happens to be, regardless of which one it is. We count the number of boxes to see how many boxes it is. So this one, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First of all, you have to be able to see it. 6, and then wide is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide, and deep is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have those dimensions. And now as we go back to Autodesk Inventor, we said height was 5 boxes, so 5 times 0.25, and Inventor would do the work for us. We don't have to worry about trying to think about what that size was going to be. Alright, and then we said it was I think it was 9. I might be off, might have been 8 or 9. 0.25, and Inventor does the work for us. Now we go to come to zoom in on the front. If our dimensions are other than where I want them to be, I can right click, escape out of dimensions, and now I click on this dimension. I can move it back in closer to the object so that it's not so far away, give my object the appearance of being larger than what I want. So now when I click on front, it is zoomed in closer for me. Okay. Now if I'm done with that, I simply hit finish sketch finish sketch, and then I can come to the house. Now front should be where we're looking at. Okay, for some reason Autodesk has caused a little problem. Okay, so this should be my front view. Rotate it around. Now that should be my isometric or home view. For some reason that was not showing correctly. So the way we fix this is that we go here, click down, and it gives us some options to set the current view as home view, and then say fit to view. Now if I change my orientation of my cube, okay, if I change my cube, go to a different view of the cube, and I hit the house, it should bring me back to the right orientation for my front view. Alright, so that's just a little lesson in Inventor. Also, now we want to extrude it. We click on the face we want to extrude, and we're saying that's going to be okay, we were going to be 5 by 0.25. Okay, now another thing I noticed was that when I went to my extrusion, I found out that I am in millimeters, not inches. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention to that before. That could be a problem. We need to make sure that when we create the file that we created were in inches. So when we do that, we go to click on new. Here it says metric. That puts us in millimeters. If I don't want to be in millimeters, I make sure I'm in inches by clicking on English. That's in inches. Click on standard IPT. Now that creates it in inches. Okay. Back to that part, we created in the wrong thing. We can make some adjustments by doing some things I'm going to show you a little bit later, but going to tools, going to let's see, we'll try document settings first, yes, and then units. It says I'm in millimeter. I can change that to say inches, and then we can apply that. Okay, so now I've changed my setting to be in inches. Another thing I can do is, if I want to make changes, you see the numbers have changed here. I want to make changes to my sketch. I go back to the sketch, right click that sketch, and say edit the sketch. Now I can go back to these dimensions and I can change them. This is supposed to be 5 inches times 0.25. So if I do that, take millimeters, I put it back in inches. Same thing here. I will click that one, change that from 9 millimeters to just 9. Now that I'm in inches, it'll change it back to being inches. So now I've got that, and all I have to do is finish my sketch. And now to change this one, I want to do a right click on that and edit my feature, which will allow me to change this from millimeters to inches. And now my figure is the right size. From that, all I have to do is put a face on the front and sketch whatever I want on the front to make the shape that I need. Alright, so that was a exercise in starting a figure. I inadvertently had it in the wrong units. Showed you how to change that, how to make changes by going to sketches and features to change those using the browser window. Browser window should always be left open. Okay, if by chance we inadvertently close our browser window, if we click on close it, we no longer have a browser, so we can't track what we're supposed to be doing. If we close our window over here as well, and now we look at it and it's like I don't know how to change my orientation, how to orbit it around, how to zoom out anything. I can't see what I've done. I can't make changes to my particular sketches or features because that's closed. Then I go to view, we go to user interface, we click the down arrow, we see that the navigation bar is not checked, and we see that the browser is not checked. Check those. Now it's back like I need it. So always leave the browser open so it tracks what you're doing on your part. Leave the navigation open so you can navigate, orbit your figure, zoom in and out, whatever. Okay, so that's how it gets started. So we have 10 figures that I need you to do. I'm not going to go and demonstrate how to do them. You should know at this point how to use Autodesk Inventor to accomplish what we need to accomplish. So I need these 10 figures done. I need them saved in a file that has the proper, let's see, location as being on your network drive, under my name, under your class period, click on your name, and then it should be your last name underscore first name underscore yellow isometric shapes. It's what we're going to call the file. Okay, so it should not take you more than a couple class periods to get this done. Alright, have fun using Inventor.